Welcome, chemistry and the community students. My name is Mr. Hess, and I will be your chemistry teacher this year. I've taught for 15 years. I really enjoy teaching science and specifically chemistry, and I hope this is a great class for your student this year. If you look here real quick, this is my email address. This is the best way to reach me if you ever have any question about the class. Please never feel like you're going to bother me with a question. I really appreciate communication from parents. It lets me know where they are. Maybe you have insight to where your child is that I don't have. I appreciate all forms of communication. If you ever want to come in and have a meeting, I'm available in the morning and after school. I have a first period plan, which is from 8:16 to 9:10. I also have lunch available that you can come meet with me then. ChemCom is kind of a more applied chemistry approach. We cover some basic chemistry topics, and then after every 3 units, we'll spend time applying that information to a real-world topic like how we choose materials for specific jobs, or what is petroleum, how do we get it, and what do we use it for, more than just burning fuel in our cars. That's kind of the pattern we use in this class. It's chemistry in our community and in our society. And these are some of the topics that we're going to cover this year. To answer some of the questions that parents typically have about this course, the grades are weighted, 60% tests, 20% classwork and homework, and 20% labs. My philosophy is typically I want most of your grade to be about what you actually understand in terms of chemistry, which is why most of your grade is going to be based on what you demonstrate that you know on an assessment. I do take homework grades, but typically those are you doing the homework? Are you completing the homework? I generally release the keys to homework to the students on my classroom website. That's because when students are doing homework, it should be a learning process. If they make mistakes, I want to be there to say, hey, this is what we need to correct here, but I don't want to use that as a time to evaluate the student on what they know. That will come later with the assessments. Before you go, there's a couple things I'd like to show you. The first thing is this class, like most this year, are going to be run through Google Classroom. If you look at your page of chemistry in the community on Google Classroom and you go to the top and click classwork, right now there's not a lot there, but there is a topic at the top that has Zoom link for my class, which is how your child will log on every day at the appropriate time to my class. There's a classroom Google Calendar that they can click on, which will show them upcoming things that we'll be doing. It could be taking some notes, it could be doing a virtual lab, it could be an assessment. All that stuff will be on the Google Calendar, so they should be well aware of what's happening in the near future. And there's also the bell schedule. If they ever forget when to log into Zoom, the bell schedule is there for the normal school day and also Wednesdays, which will be shortened. So your son or daughter, or you, may have noticed that I take my name, Hess, and I inject it into the word chemistry to get chemhestry. This is something I can't claim credit for. A student came up with this years ago, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like, that is brilliant. I'm slapping that on every poster in my room and on all over the website. It's great. So hopefully they never come back and sue me for copyright law infringement or something. I think I'm okay. But the nice thing about it is when you Google chemhestry, since it's a made-up word, the only thing that comes up is my classroom website. If you look at the web page, you can see there's a banner across the top, which is something awesome that a student here at CHS made. And there's also some headings where you have the different content areas. I'll put other videos kind of embedded from YouTube within the website, like the genius of N95 masks. We think of them like a filter, but it's more about the electrostatic charges between dust particles and the fibers of the mask. There might also be some videos from class here, like a hydrogen balloon explosion. Don't worry, it's small, nothing to be afraid of. But most importantly, this is a spot where you can go to your classroom and look at the units that we'll cover in this class. If we take a look at Unit 1, you can see that not only do I have the notes, but I also have videos going through those notes. So if a student would ever miss a day in class, they should be able to come back, take a look at those videos. You'll also notice things like keys. So if there's homework on that day, I typically release the key to them and say, check your work. And you might be thinking, well, I'll just go and copy down the information on the key. That's not going to do you any good. we put a lot of emphasis on students being responsible with the content, and me saying that you're responsible to know this information when you get to assessment day. So yes, you have the answers available, but if you don't know how to get to those answers, or you don't understand why those answers are the way they are, you're gonna struggle. And typically kids do a pretty good job of being responsible in how they utilize those and making sure they know how to do the content. Here toward the bottom are some more YouTube videos that might be relevant based on the topic we're covering in this unit. Typically in my classroom, we work through packets. I have made some of those packets for you to pick up in the next week or two, which I think can be helpful for you to kind of organize the information in this course. I will also be posting those documents in the Google Classroom as we proceed through the course. Thanks so much for spending some time here with us at Open House. We're really excited to get the year started. If you have any questions, feel free to email. Let me know what they are at any point during this school year. We're ready for a great year. Thanks for your time.